Oh my God. David Ayers, goalie of the year.
Okay. I can't listen to you talk about David Ayers. I'm going to go crack a
I
bubbly.
honestly don't even care about him. Like, I don't know why people are so fascinated with
Because
David
what he
Ayers.
did was pretty impressive. You know, he single-handedly beat the Leafs.
I don't think it was
Oh,
impressive.
yeah,
I think
he's
this
a
team
Zamboni driver.
sucked. Artemi Panarin is now the new Patrick Kane. Confirmed. Yeah, so is Artemi Panarin actually the new Patrick Kane, or Artemi Panarin actually the new
No, he is not the new Patrick Kane.
He might. You know why I'm saying that, right?
Yes. Yes, I've been following this all day.
Yeah, he's actually an amazing playmaker. And he used to play with Patrick Kane. Where do you think he learned it from?
Oh, buddy.
Just saying.
It's just, no.
Some dude is beer bonging his kid.
I'm sorry, what?
With breast milk.
What?
That's amazing.
What are you looking at? Where do you find your information?
Barstool Sports is wonderful. It's a wonderful place for news.
It doesn't even sound like a sports topic.
Yeah, well, beer bonging is pretty sports related. Most of the time.
Oh my God. Okay. Otherwise, how you feeling?
Oh my God, that was disgusting. I'm feeling pretty good, but these dudes just like they're eating wings. You know, they get like sauce on your fingers.
That has happened to me before. Yes.
So like, have you ever done a Roman handshake where I don't know if it's a Roman handshake, but where you grab each other's forearms?
Sure.
They did that while eating wings, and so there's just sauce all over each other's.
And that's entertaining to you? Like just watching guys cover their arms in barbecue sauce?
I just said it was disgusting.
Why are you watching this? You're making the active choice to watch it.
It's Barstool. I was scrolling past it.
Why are you talking about the competition? There are direct competitors.
Hey.
We're trying to build the FanCast into a multimedia sports conglomerate network of enterprise. And you're out there giving support.
What the hell did you just say?
A conglomerate network of enterprise. You see, these are the big high concept words.
I'm pretty low concept myself.
I'm well aware. I am trying to elevate you, Caveman. Okay, can you stop looking at your phone? You know, we got a show to do in 24 seconds.
I've been paying attention.
No, you can't. Multitasking is a myth. It cannot be done by us.
People in Dallas are trying to burn the snow. Poor guys, man.
It's
by the way, I won, so I get the intro.
We know you get the intro.
So you
have to sit back and deal with it. So do it. Give us the goddamn intro if this is how you're going to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
You're way too close to that microphone. I'm sorry. Can you try that again?
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Leafs FanCast. I am your host, Paul the Caveman Cavarretta, because I won. What did I win last week, Danny? Wait, what did I win last week again?
Do you even remember how this show works?
Was it the forecast? The FanCast Forecast? The true forecast? Did I win it, Danny? Did you lose?
You had a 3-1 record on this week's FanCast Forecast. I had a 2-2 record, and I suppose if you're being technical, yes, that means you won. Would you like an air horn?
Yes. Give me an air horn, please and thank you.
That was your air horn. That's all you
Another one. And another one for Michael goddamn Hutchison.
Okay. Hi, Ryan Starfire. We see you in the chat, and if you really want to open up this show talking about Michael Hutchinson,
I'm into it. Anyways, also on my left, Mr. Danny Meggs, which is my right-hand man, and you are watching us live on Bingpot TV.
That was pretty good. I like that.
All right.
Well done.
Let's go,
You're
Danny.
fine
Give me the
for it.
recap so we can talk about the greatest Leafs goalie of the season.
You know, I think it's really convenient that you want to start on Thursday's game. Because, hey, I know it's been a while, but last Monday, right here on this channel, we had a watch party. The whole Leafs game against the Ottawa Senators Monday. And when I say we had a watch party for the whole game, I mean me. Because Paul, at the start of the third, was just like, nope, I'm gone. This game is in the bag.
Gone.
The Leafs have it. Nothing to worry about. And was there anything to worry about, Paul?
No! What does it matter? It's Ottawa.
And yet somehow the Leafs collapsed. And it's funny that we're talking about it today because this is also the 365-day anniversary of the great David Ayers playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I should clarify, playing against the Toronto Maple Leafs, it was actually the 366-day anniversary because 2020 was a leap year.
He's pretty wonderful, wasn't he? He was pretty nice.
No, it was pretty terrible,
You know?
and I hate that everybody's talking about this today. Like it's some big thing that we all need to remember. That Michael Hutchinson got a win the week before we celebrated David Ayers. Like neither of these people have any business being in a conversation regarding the National Hockey League.
Okay, well, let me just, before we finish with the rest of the recap, I just wanted to say the difference between the David Ayers embarrassment and what happened on Monday, it's night and day. David Ayers was a team not coming together to take advantage of an opportunity that was given to them or presented to them. And on Monday, I think we've all been there. You've been playing a game of some sort, maybe a sport, volleyball even. I play volleyball. And you've just been dominating this piss poor team. And you know what? You're like, guys, let's back it up a little bit. You know, let's take it easy.
No, that's
and then
so
the other
not
team
okay.
gets amped. Well, it happens. It happens. And you know what? It's a blip. It's a once in a year. Well, not a year, but it's a once.
No. I'd say once a year. If David Ayers was the last blip, yes, these things happen once a year.
No, David, that's different. That's totally different. That's a collapse. This is more of a, you know what, guys? He could. No, it's not a collapse.
They were up 5-1. How are you going to tell me that's not a collapse? Also, why are you even allowed to have an opinion?
Okay.
You left.
Because Boston, okay, when we lost to Boston, that was a collapse. That was you're trying your absolute best and you lost. This was okay, guys. So it is what it is.
If I'm hearing this right, your take on the last week's collapse, and then we'll move off of this because there's so much to talk about. Your take on it is that it doesn't matter because Ottawa sucks so bad that the Leafs are actually allowed to take their foot off the gas against a bad team.
No, I don't think it's because Ottawa sucks. I'm not saying it's okay because Ottawa sucks. I don't care that Ottawa sucks. I'm just saying that we've all had it happen where we've been winning a game, and you know what? You start to feel bad. Like, guys, I'm going to kill you 8-1. You know, the Germans don't care when they destroyed Brazil 7-2, whatever that was.
That was the World Cup.
But unfortunately, Austin Matthews has a heart and didn't want to kill Matt Murray or what was his name? Hoberg? I think it was Hoberg.
Yeah, so look, I hear what you're saying. I still don't think it's all right. I understand, and I was the one last week encouraging Leafs Nation not to lose their shirts. Like, yes, it's a blip, but that doesn't mean we sit by complacently and say it's A-okay. Fortunately, looks like the Leafs used that and lit a fire under their butts because they came back with a big dub. They won 2-1 on Wednesday, so maybe not the biggest win. And then Thursday, 7-3. They won it for Hutch with Hutch in the net. It's not okay. Like, he didn't look good. He let in 3 goals against the Sens, and they all look choppy.
I still don't feel good about him.
He got a W. The team played well in front of him. And then Saturday in the rematch against Montreal, the Leafs looked like the Leafs. Big 5-3 win. Massive night from Austin Matthews. The kid is on fire. And look, everybody's been talking about...
Harry, what's going on?
What's going on, Harry? 4-game win streak for the Kings. Harry's feeling good. We're feeling good. I'm feeling so good that I know that as we get into things today, we're going to start that conversation with the with the Edmonton Oilers coming up on Saturday. All of this McDavid versus Matthews talk and the clinic that both of them put on this past weekend. We're going to make sure we touch on all of that. Yes, Matthews is OP. However,
I just wanted to say, because I kind of want to get, I had a couple thoughts, okay?
About what are they about? About Matthews?
No, just about the week, about the recap, because yeah, Monday was the blip, but then the next game is a statement game where they say, okay, you want to play us loose, you want us to play loose, this is what happens. Sheldon Keefe said to the boys, guys, we're playing defense, okay? Pull it back. We're going to be okay. And then you know what? They made a statement. Guys, we're going to play defense, and they won. And then the game after, you know what they said? Michael Hutchinson is in net, and it is time to go all out. Balls to the walls. We can score 7 or 8 goals because we know our goalies got our back. Playoff champion Michael Hutchinson. Oh, and then Saturday against Montreal, we were basically untouchable, and we've kind of displayed to the league, at least to our division, that, hey, who's next? Okay, I feel like Goldberg. Don't you feel like Goldberg? Who's next?
Paul, we spent all of last show talking about how weak the division is and not to get excited.
I didn't say the division was weak. You said the division was weak. I think the division's strong.
It's not just me. Harry appreciates your wrestling reference. It's not just me. Because the entire Toronto sports media is talking about, despite all the positivity, a little bit of an uneasiness. Because who's really going to test the mettle of the Toronto Maple Leafs? And I want to talk about Montreal.
Of course it's...
Because I've been very vocal, and yes, we understand. It is not early anymore. But Montreal looks pretty human. I told you, man, they opened the season hot, but they haven't proven anything. There's no track record for consistency. Right now, it's 1-2 Toronto-Edmonton. Winnipeg is still figuring themselves out. So, do you still fear Montreal? And ready, here's the question that I want to ask. Because the only way for me to get hyped about being in a terrible division is knowing that at the end of all this, somebody in this terrible division is going to be waiting for us. Paul, we're 6 weeks into the season. Who is your ideal first-round matchup?
Ooh, my ideal first-round matchup. Is this just based on somebody I want to see us play or somebody I think we're going to beat?
I'm going to say both.
You're going to say both. Okay.
Yeah, try and factor everything in. I kind
of feel we're untouchable. And I really do think that this team is the best in the division. And we're not a weak division. Everybody who says that can just take a look at Tampa and Boston. Well, Tampa's kind of slid back a little bit.
Tampa, Boston, Florida.
Yeah, like look at the Atlantic Division teams. These guys are monsters. That's who we have to play against normally. How about not this week? This division is weak. How about the Atlantic, what we're used to, is just abnormally strong.
You mean the Mass Mutual East?
Technically not last year, so no, you're wrong. And so here's my point, okay? As far as the division goes, I don't care if Toronto media says the division is weak. They're just being paranoid because nobody likes to see the Leafs win because it's boring and it's bad for business.
If the Leafs don't win the division, that's a collapse. It's an interesting question, Ryan.
Absolutely. At this point, I can 100% say the Leafs are, bar none, the best team in the division. Calgary, Montreal, Winnipeg, Edmonton will not catch them. They will win this division. Win probably the league in the President's Trophy.
So you still haven't
answered your question. I'm getting to it. Sorry.
We're getting to it. Relax. So,
personally, I want to see if this is first round matchup, not just any matchup, right?
I'm talking about first round because, and I just want to set this up. We understand and we can assume that the next little while of the schedule is going to be. There's no reason yet to understand or to assume that the Leafs are going to stop their momentum.
For sure.
So we can, just today, we can pretend that we're going to see them cruise. to a division crown, and then they'll be taking on the 4th seed in the division. Ideally, that's going to be who?
Ideally, if it makes the most sense to me that it would probably be Edmonton, even though I know their record is second in the division. They have most games played, and Montreal and Winnipeg both have games in hand. Mm-hmm. So I do see Edmonton as our first round matchup. I wouldn't like that. Personally, I want to see Montreal, because who doesn't want to see Toronto versus Montreal in the first round of an all-Canadian division? Are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. That is not even that. It's not even that it's going to be incredible. It's just, after all these years, we finally have an opportunity to see it. And if it doesn't happen, it's going to be a little heartbreaking. But that's my first round matchup. I want to see Montreal and Toronto. I would love to see the physicality of Montreal come out in that playoff series. And I want to see how the Leafs defend it, because that would be a great warm-up. That would be a great warm-up into my second round matchup, where Austin Matthews shows why he's the best player in the NHL today when he takes on Connor McDavid's garbage Edmonton Oilers and puts them into the ground.
I really wanted to wait on this. I did not want this conversation to happen 16 minutes into the show.
No, it's going to happen.
So you want to do this right now, talking about Connor McDavid versus Austin Matthews. Let me answer my own question first, and then I promise we will get to this. So if you are watching at home right now, on the road, wherever, just know that in a couple minutes' time, we are going to break into this Matthews versus McDavid nonsense, and I will explain why it is nonsense to have this conversation. But if we're talking about who are the Leafs going to, who I'd like to see them play in the first round, Montreal is the first choice. I'd really like to see them get Montreal. Winnipeg might be the second choice, because I'm just looking at the standings right now, and I'm wondering how much this is going to hold up. I don't know what is going on with the Calgary Flames right now, and we'll get into them a little bit later before the game tonight. But it doesn't really look like at this point in time they're challenging. Vancouver's going to finish below the Ottawa Senators in points, so I'm not worried about that. I'm kind of banking on that because there's $50 coming my way for when it happens. I think that the way the top 4 is shaken out right now, Toronto, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Montreal, like I don't see how that's really going to change unless Calgary can get it together. And even then, I mean, Montreal could be on the outside looking in. I don't want the Leafs. At this point, I can't have any level of confidence saying, like, they're going, I want to see them play against Edmonton. Because Edmonton still scares me. But between Winnipeg and Montreal, that's who I feel like we can take in the first round right away. Ryan, what do you think about that, Paul? Ryan's comment, it feels like the Leafs are the only team who knows who they are. Because I don't even know if they know who they are yet. I think the top line...
They're definitely the most figured out team in the North.
I think that, again, it's another example speaking to the weakness of the North.
I don't think the North is weak. I think I think people are refusing to give the Toronto Maple Leafs the credit that they deserve because they are pessimists and they are trying to soften the blow for if they lose and if they do not meet expectations, because we're so used to not having our expectations met that we kind of just program ourselves to say, it's a weak division. If we don't beat Boston, well, it was a weak division, right? I mean, that we weren't playing against competition, but no, it's this team is good. This is a good team going up against other good teams. Now, Vancouver has fallen off a cliff. Calgary will get it together. I don't know if it's going to be too little too late, considering we're already almost halfway through the season, the poor guys. But this division is strong. Toronto is strong. And I don't see other teams being as figured out as we are right now, because the Leafs have had years to get this together, with Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, and William Nylander finally getting their full potential.
Okay, but on that note, they're not at their full potential right now. So we think the Leafs have it figured out. I think the first line has it figured out. I think everything else has kind of been rotating And it's been pretty well documented this week especially that the second line does not have it figured out. So let's ask the question, Paul, what's up with William Nylander? And what's going on with that second line? First of all, is JT, Willie just not a combination that's working right now?
I don't know. I'm a huge William Nylander supporter, clearly. Mm-hmm. I have his original number 39 jersey. 39, yeah.
You sure?
39. The original from the first year. I don't know why.
With the old logo?
Nobody else is ever going to have this, so I'll take it. And I'm proud. I'm a proud owner of it. It's in the wash right now, so I'm not wearing it, unfortunately. But yeah, just a little tidbit of information nobody needed. However, William Nylander is in a little bit of a rut. And I don't know what the problem is. I think it might be the inconsistency of his line mates. Hyman being injured, moving up, moving down. Tavares clearly has not been moving as much, but I just feel like he's lost a little bit of confidence, and maybe that comes with the fact that he's no longer on the first power play unit. But the Leafs 5-on-5 haven't even been that good overall, so really we've kind of been carried by our power play unit, which is a little iffy.
So based on the composition of that second line, which I'll remind you has changed a whole bunch, right?
Way too much.
We started the year with Jimmy Vesey on there. Wayne Simmons came on until he was taken out of commission. Zach Hyman spent some time there. It looks like tonight's going to be back to Kerfoot with Hyman sitting out of practice.
Yep.
But none of these combinations seem like they're really working. And with Willie getting benched on Saturday, is that really a testament to what? His effort levels? To hear Keefe explain it, it was his defensive, we'll say that the lack of attention to detail in the defensive end.
That's true.
Maybe if he did get his hair cut, it would change everything. We don't know. But I mean, with him getting benched, like, is this just a microcosm of what? He's not scoring, and yet he hasn't been defensively responsible enough for his coach to trust him. What do you do with him?
Sheldon Keefe took a page out of the Columbus Blue Jackets John Tortorella's book.
Just because both
you bench your stars when they're not playing the way you want them to send a message, not only to them, but to the rest of the guys is, hey, Willie can't do it, you can't do it, okay? That's what Sheldon Keefe did. As far as benching him, it's not going to happen again. I don't see it happening consistently. William Nylander is going to pick himself up and say, you know what? It's going to happen. I got to be patient. Matthews is a god right now. Marner is his little angel. Okay? Me and Tavares, we're going to figure it out.
So here's what I want to see out of William Nylander. And, you know, this is not a new take for me. I've said this before. I think I said this a long time ago, too. Willie, I think, has just been the unfortunate recipient of being the other guy in the room. It goes, I think, a pretty long way for a player like Will, who has a tendency to elevate himself when the moments matter. You know, we've always talked about playoff Willie. I think when he's no longer the guy, because this really is Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner's team, I think that takes its toll on a guy like Willie. I think he's the kind of guy who needs to be on the first line in order to feel himself. And, you know, maybe that's a knock against him. But the reason I'm saying this is, what if you just have to up his responsibility? And I remember Nazem Kadri, when Naz was, I guess, in his age 24, 25 season, first or second year with Babs, when Babcock would talk about all those meetings in my office with Kadri to teach him this and that and all the other. So what if you move Willie Nylander to play center on that third line? And I mean really play center. And it may not be about shutting him down necessarily, but there's just something to be said for the defensive responsibility that gets implemented in your brain when you have to take on that center position, that maybe that's what it's going to take. And I've stressed this forever. He's a natural center. He played center the year that Marlies won the Calder. Like, that's his position. What if to get the most out of him, you just got to lean into that a little bit.
Well, you know what I think here. I've been saying he should be playing center on the third line for years as well. I mean, it's just, and once we got Tavares and we lost, rewind. When we got Tavares and we had Kadri, and I looked at the team and I said, we didn't need Tavares for the simple fact that I personally wanted Willie to be our second line center. My opinion's changed. John Tavares has been a fantastic addition, and you can never complain about him.
He's been a
fantastic decision.
Excellent.
Addition. And I don't think William Nylander needs to play third line center to get his groove back. I think it could help.
We got to do something.
My only problem with William Nylander playing third line center is you are now divvying up the responsibility between your big four across three lines even more than it already was. And you're basically putting the load on Tavares to carry an entire second line. And nothing against John Tavares. He is not. I still don't think he is as good or ever has been as good as Evgeny Malkin was when he was doing it on Pittsburgh. And I don't think he's as good as Draisaitl is when he's doing it on Edmonton, carrying an entire second line. So putting that pressure on Tavares, you might bump up Nylander. You probably will, right? But I think you might be taking a hit from Tavares' production right after it, if that's what you're going for.
Okay.
And you know what? If that's what you want to do and you trust Tavares to keep it, go for it, right? So Kerfoot and Hyman playing on the same line, that'd be awesome.
One other solution as a potential here. Okay, this is the other thing that I've heard discussed and talked about. If not moving him down, why don't you put him on the top line with Matthews and move and move Marner down to play with Tavares? Hold on before you explode on me, Paul. I understand that Marner and Matthews are doing some stupid things together right now, and the idea of breaking them up might be unthinkable to some. So I guess part of that question is how much of it is an actual issue that Willie isn't performing? Because you can put him with Matthews and you can see his numbers go up, for sure. And if Austin Matthews is as good as everybody thinks he is, it shouldn't damage his production too much. And then Tavares and Mitch can help each other out. How does that sound?
I actually completely agree with that because I do think the driving force is Matthews on that line. I do agree Marner is 100% complementary to Matthews and they're a perfect fit in heaven. A match made in heaven, you could say. But I was just gonna interject and be like, what if William Nylander centered Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner? Is that not a great idea?
No, that's what are you doing?
No, just saying. We were just talking about him playing center. I think
you're laughing. You're not even saying that with a straight face.
Of course I'm not.
Of course I'm not. He's not a winger unless he's playing with Connor McDavid. All right. Do you want to do this right now?
Listen, if you want to do it, we'll do it.
No, you're the one that wanted to bring this up. Okay, we're going to do this right now. And the hockey world is ablaze with the argument that, oh my God, after that clinic, and Austin Matthews is going to score 50 goals in 50 games, and he's the best player in the league right now, better than McDavid. Come on. This is the simple argument that happens every single year. When you watch the two studs, whoever they might be, right? If it's Draisaitl and McDavid, if it's McDavid and McKinnon, it's whoever's playing the best right now. And you're asking who's the best player in the league. It's Connor McDavid. Bar none, it's Connor McDavid. All right. Lay it on me. No, I know.
Well, first of all, anybody in the chat who wants to give an opinion here, you are more than welcome to shout out Matthews, McDavid, or other. I know Ryan thinks Anze Kopitar is pretty good, so maybe that's your number one pick.
Yeah, but we're talking about the
Here
best.
Here is my argument. Connor McDavid is the best at speed. He's the best at skill, and he is the best at offense. Unfortunately, Austin Matthews is number 2 and pretty close in all of those categories. Most likely, maybe not speed. I think Draisaitl's
playmaking.
Marner's faster. Playmaking, he's a pretty good playmaker offensively. He's been okay with the puck. He's known to do some pretty interesting things, skillfully. I think the difference comes in his defensive game. And as good as Connor McDavid is at scoring 1,000,000 points, it doesn't matter if the other team scores 1,000,001. You will lose the game. Okay? And in that factor, I think Austin Matthews is better than Connor McDavid, and by that much.
What, that Connor McDavid doesn't play?
He's not as good defensively as Austin Matthews.
Okay, so here's how I already know that you're wrong. Your opening argument for why Austin Matthews is the better player should be pure goal scoring ability, and that's not even where you're starting.
No, of course not, because that should stand alone as its own thing.
Oh, it doesn't even need to be
Austin Matthews, in my head right now, is the best goal scorer in the league, bar none. Sorry, Ovechkin, your one shot from that one spot that you can always score is topped by Austin Matthews 100 spots from 100 shots that he can take, that he can score. And I will even be as bold to say I can see Austin Matthews doing what Ovechkin can't.
What?
I think he's gonna get there.
I'm sorry, what?
Wayne Gretzky is on the horizon, and if Ovechkin can do it, I see Austin Matthews having an opportunity.
Wow.
50 goals in 50 games would be unheard of. I want to see it, and then maybe I'll take it a little bit more seriously. But it's an insane stat what he's been doing. 16-game point streak. 17 after tonight.
Look, it's awesome, and whenever Austin Matthews is in the middle of a hot streak, it's fun to talk about. It's fun to watch. I need to remind you last week that we were talking about, and I thought it was dumb, but we were talking last week about whether or not it's Matthews or Marner to be the Leafs MVP, and I made the argument that it's Marner because he's a playmaker. Harry, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Ovi breaks Gretzky's record. I could see it happening. I think if you're going to make that argument about Matthews, you're nuts.
He could. Okay. If he keeps it up,
it's way too early. We don't even start talking
100%. That's why I said let it score 50 and then this season, and then maybe we'll talk about it again.
Okay. I don't want to indulge the 50 and 50 conversation yet. Okay? I don't, because the take was that, he might do it. He's 18 games in. Like, sorry, man, you've got more than half a season. At the 30-game mark, if he's still on track, then we'll start getting excited about it. But I just, you're prioritizing goal scoring way too much. Like, in Connor McDavid's best season to date, 116 points. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Austin Matthews, best season to date, nowhere near that. And
that's fine.
But this is the whole reason, and I think during the game tonight, we're going to take some time, I want to say at the first intermission, to go into a Crosby versus Ovi debate. Because to me, this all just sounds way too similar. Austin Matthews' his highest point total, by the way, is 80 points. Okay, that's
70 points.
Now it was 80 points last year with his 47 goals in 70 games.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy was scoring for sure. But playmaking it's what I was saying last week, that you've got to give a lot of credit to Mitch Marner for finding an open Austin Matthews and making these plays. If they're not on the ice together, Matthews doesn't have the space that is allowing him to create these goals, which is why on his own, I don't think he's as big of a game breaker. Mind you, if you look at Patrick, if you look at some Patrick Kane, if you look at Connor McDavid can generate things all on his own.
Are you saying that Austin Matthews can't?
I don't think he can do it to the same level that McDavid can. And that's why, even though McDavid is at a terrible supporting cast, he's still just throwing points up like nobody's business, because he can do it on his own in a way that Matthews can't. Because it's nothing against Matthews, but Connor McDavid is that special.
Connor McDavid is fast.
And he stick handles like a god.
And he stick handles like a god. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank
100%.
you. Thank you, Harry.
100% he does.
He's putting you in your place, Caveman. McDavid is so much better than anybody else in the league.
At offense.
Austin Matthews isn't the one being tasked with shutting down his opponents. That's John Tavares, in case you didn't notice.
All I'm saying is, just wait. Okay? I have a feeling Austin Matthews is going to shut you up, shut everybody up, because this is on it. To me, this debate is we're splitting hairs here. Okay? My opinion is Austin Matthews can put a puck in from anywhere past the blue line. Okay? That's my argument. And that matters more because, unfortunately, Connor McDavid, who can get 1 million assists, still needs 1 million people to be on the other side of that pass to put it in the net. And that's why goal scoring matters so much more. So much more. Because I don't need you, Danny, if I can score a goal.
To the Oilers. Yeah, okay. That'd be great. I think Harry's sick of this conversation. Pitter patter, let's get at her, bud. Can we move on?
100%. Let's do it. Move on.
All right.
Speaking of the greatest generational talents of our lives, where's Galchenyuk gonna play? Where is he?
It's funny because with all the injuries, and so if you don't know, just to catch you guys all up, the Leafs got wiped out again, 3 players down. Joe Thornton aggravated whatever. I think it was I don't know, what happens when you're old? A hernia? Let's call it a hernia.
So old, poor guy.
114-year-old Joe Thornton aggravated probably his rib. Zach Hyman aggravated whatever he had bothering him last week. And Jake Muzzin has a broken face after taking a stick from Ty Toffoli to the face. So
nice.
With
you got there.
Yeah. Jumbo is he's out for now. Jake Muzzin broke his face. It looked really innocent too. I think it's just a fractured cheekbone or something from a high stick. And then of course no Hyman. So on the second line, we saw Kerfoot's going to be on that second line. And Barabanov draws in on the fourth line, and then Travis Boyd gets the bump to the first line. So there are tons of opportunities for someone to come through, and it could be Alex Galchenyuk. But the way Boyd's been playing, it's clear that they weren't going to try and inject that offense in just yet. That's great. What happened in the Kings locker room? Maybe he felt really bad about it. You don't know.
I don't think so. So bad blood. As soon as you're on Toronto and Montreal, there's bad blood all around.
Barabanov's in on the fourth line. And he's the one that, if anything, I would have thought, maybe you want to put Galchenyuk in on the fourth line just to give him some light minutes and see what he can do. But he's never been that kind of player. Would you rather have seen him in for this game?
No. And that's just because Travis Boyd has been that good. And I feel like he deserves the shot he's been given.
Okay, Boyd, sure, but Barabanov?
Yeah. I don't want to see Galchenyuk on the fourth line. I don't think that's why we traded for him. I don't think that's what he's going to play, and I don't want to see him get comfortable with that. He's not a good defensive player. He's a goal scorer. It's like saying, would you if Austin Matthews comes back from a game for being sick from the flu, are you going to put him on the fourth line? Give him some light minutes?
Right. No, but I mean...
Galchenyuk is not Austin Matthews.
Yeah, what do you... come on. New team. Guys got to get comfortable. Do you start on the fourth line, or do you want to throw him on that second line right away to see if John Tavares can wake him up?
If you are going to give him practice games, if that's what we're talking about, he needs practice games to ramp himself up. I don't know if he has an opportunity to play in the AHL. I don't think so right now because his contract's probably just a one-way contract.
On the taxi squad, and he's working out and he's sharpening his skills at the moment. That's all. Yeah. That's all that we've heard on him.
I think he's going to need some time, and if he's going to start somewhere, second or third line is probably the best spot for him. I don't want to see him on the top line to start, because then he might just become a product of Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner where everybody who plays there is going to get points.
But if it's all about scoring, I didn't say he's got to be on the first line, but honestly, that second line is now really interesting to me because
now you're adding even more scoring to that line,
Well,
and that
it's
the
not
line
that
they're slowing down. Yeah,
we're
yeah.
adding scoring potential. They haven't played at that level, so I don't know if that's what's going to take to wake up Willie Nylander. But I mean, if you want scoring there, put Galchenyuk ahead of VC.
Yeah, I mean, but we have Kerfoot on the second line tonight, don't we?
That's what I'm saying.
Is it Kerfoot? Yeah. Sorry, you said VC.
I did. You're right. I should have said Kerfoot. Okay, but you get 100%.
But I think the problem is, with that second line is they've been maybe focusing a little bit too much defensively. Clearly, William Nylander was not doing that. So adding someone who can play defense like a Alexander Kerfoot helps them out a little bit more. So William Nylander can maybe try and get a couple.
I just don't feel good about it. You know what? The more we're talking about this today, the more that second line is really making me feel rough.
We should make our own Kings FanCast.
Oh yeah,
I would absolutely adore that.
Yeah, but it's only going to be Mondays at 6.
I'll watch them. They'll be my third screen.
Oh man. Yeah, but then
we're gonna get
all of our viewers.
I know, they're just too entertaining for us. And I'm very excited for this Kings win streak because I feel like it's going to get snapped because I paid Jordan Binnington to win for my fantasy team tonight. I'm so sorry.
So if you didn't know how it's all going to shake out tonight, 7 o'clock, Leafs are playing the Calgary Flames. So we're going to make sure that we spend some time watching that with all of you. And then at 8 o'clock Eastern, the Kings take on the Blues, and we'll make sure that we are watching some of that as well. It's a double watch party for our boy in California and for Ryan Starfire, honorary Los Angelino.
Tonight is the marathon, and Harry inspired this, so tell your friends,
Do it.
We'll be around all night. I promised tonight I will be around all night. I got Monster Energy drinks.
Do you?
I don't even have those. Sour Patch Kids.
Oh. I was going to make a sandwich. That
courtesy of my loving girlfriend.
God, what's that like?
I know, right? So nice.
It sounds great.
All right, moving on. Galchenyuk is unfortunately not going to start tonight, which I'm excited. I hope he starts within the next week or two. It sucks. I know. VC honestly is done for me, so I'm just over him at this point. Like, he's good defensively and he's good for a little bit here or there, but I feel like he's lost his confidence because he was playing so well at the start
for the first week of the season, but it was early, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Pepeg, that's great. Apparently, Paul's gender swap party didn't happen this past week. In answer to that, Harry, but so
there's no gender swap now. It's drag night, by the way. My name is Paul Rue. For Drag Night, by the way, just in case anybody was wondering, I had to come up with it myself.
That's good. That was all you, Paul Rue?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep. Nobody's ever told me anything like that.
Before we call the FanCast Forecast for today, I want to just kind of level everything with a nice dose of pessimism.
Ooh, I like pessimism.
Well, I mean, this is going to be your chance to inject some pessimism in here because we are very slowly, as Leaf fans, getting used to this idea that the Leafs are good and leading their division and everybody else they're playing is an inferior team. And that is such an unusual feeling, but we're making it work. So with all of that, despite the fact that we look fairly unstoppable, what's your biggest worry? What worries you as a Leaf fan when everything has been going well?
I want to say absolutely nothing just to be that guy, but I'm not that guy.
Do it. You can be that guy.
Unfortunately, my optimism only goes so far. My biggest worry for this Leafs team...
COVID.
Don't even say that.
Toronto's home team
home.
tonight, but it's one broadcast. In Canada, we don't really have local networks like that for TV.
Do we actually? Wow.
Well, like there is Sportsnet West and there is Sportsnet Ontario, but it's going to be a joint national broadcast.
Yeah. Also, if you ever get a chance to watch a Columbus Blue Jackets game, it's hilarious. I don't think they know what they're doing, the broadcasters, but I love it. Yeah, it's just like I swear to God, one time they said that guy chipped the puck in, and I was like, you don't like that's that's Line. That's your best player, eh?
Doc Emmerich, who does the NBC broadcasts, This was like during the Leafs Red Wings outdoor game like 4 or 5 years ago at the Big House. The entire time, because I was living in LA, right? So I had to watch the American broadcast. And he's just like, oh, and he's going to sky hook that out. I'm like, that's a basketball term. What are you doing? And it's Doc. Doc's good. And then
great.
The other one, he was like using baseball like images and baseball references and jargon in a hockey game. And I was like, oh my God. No, he's great, but Doc's great, but like he's not a hockey guy, and you can tell, even though he's the hockey guy, he is not a hockey guy. So I think I'm
gonna need a minute on this worry, and I want you to give us yours while I think of mine really quick, because I'm trying to find what's worrying me.
No, I will. I mean, I think I'm worried about injuries more than anything else, and it's really because the depth. Like, I'm torn, because on the one hand, we've been winning games, and this is with a whole bunch of injuries, so clearly we're deep, right? But also, if anything happens on that top line, like, what happens if Mitch Marner, God bless him, breaks his wrist blocking a shot? Or Austin Matthews takes one off the skate and is gone for 4 weeks? Like, I want to say that if something like that happens, Willie would finally step up. But based on the fact we haven't seen anything that inspires any level of confidence, like, we're one more forward injury away from something really bad happening.
You see, and that's interesting to me, because I'm not worried about that, like, at all. I feel like the ice time that Marner and Matthews have been getting, they've kind of earned it, and they've kind of stamped this is our time, and everybody else can go do their own thing. I think William Nylander and John Tavares both can step into either of those positions and take that time for themselves. And if, God forbid, something happens, Willie is always ready to step into a center role, right?
Well, we don't know. I mean, it's not about whether it's I don't know if he's ready. The question is, does Keefe think he's ready?
I hope Keefe doesn't think Kerfoot's ready to play second line center. I really hope that's not what happens if something were to happen.
Well, like, and that
worries me. What honestly worries me is Kerfoot's usage. Kerfoot's usage. I'm just gonna stop.
Kerfoot.
Alex Kerfoot needs to be used in a specific way where he is not impeding on other people. Why is it that I get a weird feeling when you say Alex Kerfoot is playing on the second line? That shouldn't happen. You could put anybody on that line. I'd be like, okay, Travis Boyd on the line, sure. Alex Kerfoot, just something like, why?
Is Kerfoot just a victim of circumstance and expectations? Like, if he was traded for anybody else other than Nazem Kadri, do we put this much pressure on him?
No, and that's 100% the reason. Is because in my head, if that's Nazem Kadri going on the second line, I'm woo, but it's not. Mm-hmm. It's Alex Kerfoot,
right? Who doesn't do anything to inspire any level of confidence.
Imagine Nazem Kadri every time Matthews scores on his line. The dog pile that we'd get.
I miss him every day. I miss him more and more.
God damn.
All right. Well, hey, we got 3 games coming up this week. So you know what time it is, Paul?
The FanCast 3-cast?
Oh, so close.
Damn.
It's the FanCast Forecast. And my button's not working, which is really
it's
upsetting.
Okay.
Can I fix the button?
No.
I'm going to... No, I've got to fix the button. Look, I've got to fix the button.
Okay, fix the button.
Okay, well, I will, but I just need you to, like... I've got to click around for a second while I'm doing it, you know?
So, guys, who do you have scoring tonight?
It's the FanCast Forecast.
All right, it's the FanCast Forecast. Thanks, Paul. But you were kind of right. It is a FanCast 3-cast to call this week. There are 3 games that we are going to predict for you. Monday, that's today. We're about to watch it live. We're playing the Calgary Flames. We're playing the Calgary Flames again on Wednesday. And then we have the showdown that everyone's going to be talking about this coming Saturday. Matthews, McDavid, Leafs, Oilers. So 2 games against Calgary, 1 at Edmonton. Paul, make your predictions.
So I am going out on a limb here because everything has been going smoothly. Too smoothly.
I mean, we've been getting injured all the time. I don't really know if that's too smooth.
If you ask me,
I feel against Ottawa last week, so I don't know what you mean by too smoothly.
Blip. I think Calgary takes it from us tonight. The injury to Muzzin is definitely going to hurt. I don't think Dermott brings to that pairing nearly enough to stop a Johnny Gaudreau. And then if you're moving Riley down, it's going to be this whole ordeal. So I feel like we're going to lose tonight against Calgary. Wednesday, however, I think we figure it out and we take the W back. And then Saturday, Austin Matthews comes to the arena shrouded in light with a white robe behind him.
I don't see that
And
happening.
he shouts, I don't know what he shouts, but he kind of just breaks bread up into a bunch of pieces and he turns water into wine or something.
Is this a Jesus thing? You know I'm Jewish, right? I don't know how this works.
I don't know, but everybody calls him Mick Jesus. So what about like Math Jesus? Math Jesus.
8 + 8 is 16.
Yeah. Okay. Austin Math Jesus is going to score 80,000 points, and then we're going to take the win against Edmonton. So loss tonight, win in Calgary, win against Calgary, and then win against Edmonton. That's my prediction.
Being pretty bullish, huh?
Mm-hmm.
The Leafs had their first taste of controversy last week, and they responded pretty well.
A goalie controversy.
Nobody said anything about a goalie controversy. Michael Hutchinson's terrible, and nobody disagrees with me. So, I think what we're going to see tonight... Tonight's the one I'm not sure about. Because Calgary just got embarrassed last week. And you've got to feel like they are ready to, I don't know, turn things around. Turn up the heat, if you will. Flames. I think the Flames are going to get the better of us tonight. Now, I think the Kings are going to make it 5 in a row, so we're going to walk out of here feeling really happy. But I have a feeling that Calgary is going to respond to their loss against Edmonton in the big way tonight. And maybe the Leafs have to shake off whatever the hell is going on with them, but this could be a rude one tonight. Now, Wednesday, I agree. They'll get it together and they'll come up with a second dub, or I guess their first dub. And Saturday, I have a feeling on Saturday that the Edmonton Oilers are going to give us something to talk about. And they are going to win a very close game against the Toronto Maple Leafs on Saturday. So I'm calling a loss tonight against Calgary, a win, and then another loss against Edmonton. Loss, win, loss coming out of me. Caveman, we've got you down for a loss tonight and 2 wins after.
Yes, sir.
All right. On that note, that's going to take us into our game against Calgary tonight. So, Caveman, what are your keys to the game? And what do you, and feel free to chime on in the chat, what do you guys want to see out of the Leafs tonight?
First of all, I want them to keep doing what they're doing because they are the best team in the division, maybe the league, probably the league. They are leading it in almost every category that's necessary. So just keep doing what you're doing, play your game, and don't let Calgary come back. Also, Willie, step it up. It is time, okay? You were hot in the beginning. You've gotten a little bit of a cool down. Break's over, okay? 15 minutes is up, okay? That's what the union says. Step it up, boys, okay? And end their night early. I honestly think we're going to lose. But if we are going to win, 5 in the first, end it there, okay? Shut it down after that. And that's what I want to see.
Did anybody else know that Hutchinson is in net tonight?
Hutchison!
Who authorized this? They're giving Frederik Anderson... Freddie's not even in the building. They're giving him the whole day off.
Okay, can I change my... No, I'm changing it.
You
Calgary,
think
we
win
win
tonight?
I think it's 3 wins in a row. 100%.
Get outta here.
I'm betting on Hutch. 3 wins in a row. I don't care.
3 wins in a row. All right, Caveman's
100%.
going 3 dubs. I'm going with an L, a dub, and an L still. Oh, my God. This is a fucking disaster.
This is amazing.
Who invited him?
This is the best part of my day. Michael Hutchison's in net. This is wonderful.
I'm aggravated.
With Muzzin out and Hyman out and Thornton out,
Also,
Hutchinson's going to be a brick
What is
wall,
going on here?
baby.
Okay, hold on. This can't be right. Why do I hate Hutchinson? Because he went all of last season without a single win for the Leafs. He cost us like 20 points in the standings. Also, what's going on here? This is, by the way, I just want you to... The tweet that we're looking at is from the Leafs official Twitter with this graphic. Tavares is on the first line with Matthews and Hyman? I'm sorry, with Matthews and Marner? They have Tavares as a winger, and what were you saying, Caveman? Who did you want to see as your second line pivot?
Oh, no. I don't want this.
Yeah, buddy.
Go back. Go back.
I'm not letting you change your picks either. Caveman called 3 W's.
Why is Galchenyuk still not on the list? God damn.
Because he's got to get brought up to speed. He doesn't know the systems. He doesn't know anything.
Barabanov with a hat trick tonight, playing with William goddamn Nylander. I'm into it.
Hutchinson is a lock for the best. Get out of here. Like, I can't deal with this chat.
Here's the best part. Just a couple injuries, and all of a sudden, watching the Leafs is interesting again. Oh my God, look at all these changes.
I like this so much better than when we're good. I don't like the Leafs being good. I'm sorry. It's just so boring. I need them to suck, and I need to get excited about it. All right.
If Quick doesn't take it. I don't even think Quick's the starting goalie anymore for LA, is he?
It depends on the day, I guess. The Best is already in quarantine to get it to Toronto for Hutchinson. Please do not do this to me. Ah!
Okay, let's go. Come on.
All right.
What happened to Travis Boyd? Where is he? He's centering the fourth line now. Okay.
Well, it's nice that he's versatile. Like, I figured they would have moved Spezza up the lineup first, but I don't know. This is rough. Okay, so we're going to do the thing. We're going to reset for our watch party. Let me go ahead and get some music for y'all to listen to. Was that Ghostbusters?
I don't know. I'll just sing.
I don't think anybody wants that. All right. We're going to reset for our watch party. We are going to take a 5-minute breather. Is that going to be enough for you, Paul?
Yeah, I might have to do some emergency stuff right now for the fantasy group.
Emergency stuff for the fan. What? Well, we got Ryan, our assistant commissioner, is right here.
Yeah, I know, but he sent it to me.
Who sent it to you? All right. Caveman's got stuff to deal with. We are going to reset. We're going to talk to you in 5 minutes time as we get ready for the Leafs against the Flames. We will see you very shortly on the Leafs FanCast Monday Watch Party Edition. All right, let's do it.